Their towering majesty makes these mountains seem the epitome of permanence. The Himalayas are a sanctuary where people can almost reach the gods, and where the gods commune with the stars. This range, which contains the tallest peaks on Earth, changes in many ways. Erosion continually wears them down. Every year, the river systems that originate in the Himalayas carry massive amounts of mountain rock, forest debris, and soil into the Indian Ocean. The Himalayas also rise. An ongoing collision between two great continental masses created these mountains, and the collision continues today. As the northward moving Indo-Australian plate smashes the Eurasian plate like a giant fist, the Himalayas rise about half an inch each year. The roof of the world. That's what the ancient Persians called the Himalayas. These ranges include all of the summits on Earth that are more than 5 miles high. Mount Everest, which is 5 1/2 miles above sea level, actually touches the jet stream, which frequently blows snow off its peak. The people of Nepal recount a legend about the creation of the Himalayas.
In the beginning of time, mountains had wings. The mountains flew around the world as they pleased. But the Nepalese did not have enough water. So Indra, the god of rain, turned the wings into clouds. No longer able to fly, the Himalayas were earthbound. The clouds became a source of rain, which flowed down the mountains into streams and rivers that nourished the Nepalese.
Many who live in the Himalayas believe that these mountains are the abode of sacred beings. They are a place where immortals and mortals alike may meditate and seek wise counsel. For some, the mountains themselves are divinities. The Tibetan name for Mount Everest, Chomolungma, means Goddess Mother of the World. The Nepalese call her Sagarmatha, meaning whose head touches the sky. In the Himalayan region, several of the world's great religions flourish, including Hinduism and Buddhism. In Kathmandu, Nepal's major city, the wisdom of the great religions of the Himalayas is evident. In no other city do so many temples represent so many different faiths. Religious tolerance, the recognition that each faith is a path toward the same transcendent summit, is the guiding spirit of those who live in Kathmandu. According to an ancient Sanskrit proverb, 100 divine epochs would not suffice to describe all the marvels of the Himalaya. What is it about these mountains that inspires such awe? Their transcendent heights? The ability of a cloud to make a mountain vanish, suggesting the mysteries beyond perception? The contrast between snow and shadow, light and dark? The challenge of a mountain trail? The knowledge that in an instant a false step or an avalanche can end one's life? Ultimately, perhaps, it is the awesome scale of the Himalayas that puts life into perspective. According to an Indian saying, just as the dew is dried by the morning sun, so man's cares disappear at the sight of the Himalaya. Ironically, the Himalayas, which inspire a sense that humanity is one with nature, have also become a symbol for man's conquest of nature. The world's highest mountain was measured by British surveyors in 1852. They named it for a surveyor general, Sir George Everest. From then on, ascending its 29,000-foot summit became the dream of mountaineers everywhere.
One must conquer, achieve, get to the top. One must know the end to be convinced that one can win the end, to know there's no dream that mustn't be dared.
Wrote George Mallory, who, when asked why he attempted to climb Everest, responded, "Because it is there." It was the Sherpas, an indigenous people of Tibet, who made it possible for Westerners to climb Mount Everest. As mountain guides, they contributed great skill at high altitudes, strength that enabled them to shoulder huge loads, and selfless devotion to the welfare of those with whom they traveled. For a century, many mountaineers, Sherpas, and Westerners attempted to climb the goddess mother of the world. Many died in the attempt. Finally, on May 29, 1953, a New Zealander, Edmund Hillary, and a Sherpa, Norgay Tenzing, set out for the summit from their camp at 28,000 feet.
It was first class going,
Wrote Hillary in his diary.
and as I was feeling very well, we made steady progress. Tenzing had me on a tight rope all the time, and we moved throughout one at a time.
At last, after a slow climb up firm frozen snow, they reached the top.
Tenzing and I shook hands, and then Tenzing threw his arms around my shoulders. It was a great moment.
After Hillary and Tenzing, thousands of trekkers and mountaineers ascended the slopes of Mount Everest and other Himalayan peaks. In need of fuel, these expeditions soon stripped the mountain forests, exposing the soil to severe erosion. Realizing that his conquest of Everest had accelerated the degradation of the Himalayan ecosystem, Hillary took measures to protect the mountain environment. Working with Sherpas and the government of Nepal, with the assistance of the government of New Zealand, Hillary established a 450-square-mile park in 1976. 3 of the world's highest mountains stand within the boundaries of Sagarmatha National Park.
Man and nature need each other, and by hurting one, we wound the other. There is so much that needs to be done to halt the destruction of our world environment. My remaining hope is the amazing adaptability of human beings and the astonishing resilience of nature itself.
Some splendid, some austere, magnificent treasures all. These miracles of creation come to us as gifts, not to possess nor to exploit, but to hold in trust for countless generations to follow. May these wonders of nature inspire such awe, such wisdom as we require.